Hi, Taylor T. Carlson. I'm back, and it's vinyl time again. Latest vinyl haul. Most of these releases came from my buddy Joey over at Record City. I just did a trade-in over there, and I want to show off some of the things that I got. There were some pretty good deals, and again, I did some trade-ins, so had some credit there, got a few releases. I'm going to start off with something I actually got over at Zia, where I had traded in some stuff not too long ago. This is Lou Reed, Transformer. Second solo album from the classic Velvet Underground member. This one will forever be known for the classic rock anthem, Walk on the Wild Side, which I think everyone on the face of the earth has heard. This album was produced by David Bowie and Mick Ronson, who also do backing vocals on here as well. One of the musicians on here is even Klaus Voormann, who was a bass player that had a long association with the Beatles. He drew the album artwork for Revolver. So a nice little piece of classic rock history there. Now we're moving into the Record City stuff that I got, and there's quite a lot of it here. I was able to get some used stuff as well as a few new releases. I'm going to start off with a few Alice Cooper releases that I picked up. This first one, this is quite possibly the most significant one in the stack. This is Pretties for You. This is the very first Alice Cooper album, released on Frank Zappa's Straight Records label. First two albums, they were definitely more of a psychedelic, unfocused band. I actually just did a separate video covering the reissue of the Easy Action album. Beautiful inner gatefold of the group here. This record's in pretty shoddy shape. Joey actually just gave me this one because, again, not in the best of shape. I played it on my turntable. It was a little scratchy and there were a few pops. I probably won't actually play this one again, but it'll make a great display piece around the place. Again, glad to add this to my collection, but I'm still probably going to try to hunt down the remastered reissue on vinyl if one exists. Next up, this is Dada, or Dada, however you say that. The letter A is always tricky. This is one of the albums from that forgotten period of Alice from like the late 70s up through about the mid-80s. Admittedly, I'm not even too super familiar with this album. Originally came out in 1983, and I'm looking forward to revisiting this one. I'll probably share my opinion with this one more thoroughly. I've listened to it before in the past on CD, but been a long time since then. Next up, Constrictor from 1986. This was Alice's big comeback album where he finally was back in the spotlight. Two very important members entered his band on this release. Muscle-bound guitarist Kane Roberts and bassist extraordinaire Kip Winger, later of his own band called Winger. This album was actually produced by Beau Hill, who went on to produce the Winger albums. This has a liner note sheet in here with a lot of the information. Great picture of Alice on there. And right here, very funny spelling error. Kip Winger's name is actually misspelled as Kip Ringer, W-R-I-N-G-E-R. Not sure how that got past the printers, but it's not the first typo I've ever spotted in album liner notes either. Next up is the second of the two albums that featured Kane Roberts and Kip Winger, Raise Your Fist and Yell. I absolutely adore this cover art. One of my favorite Alice Cooper album covers. There's our back cover with the lyrics and so forth. And moving on down the stack of what I got over at Record City, I found this in the budget bin. This is the first album from The Cars, released in 1978, produced by the great Roy Thomas Baker, who worked with bands like Queen, Journey, Foreigner. The list goes on. One of the greatest record producers of all time, and one of the greatest debut albums of all time from one of classic rock's greatest groups. Great montage of photos right there. Got lyrics and photos of the band members on this side. I actually met guitarist Elliot Easton at the Rock Gods Hall of Fame Awards in Hollywood in 2017, and great to see him. I can finally say that I met a member of the band, so definitely happy for that. Another great find in the budget bin. Billy Squire, Signs of Life. Although Billy Squire's best album will always be 1981's Don't Say No, this is an often overlooked effort. A lot of times Billy gets ridiculed for the video for Rock Me Tonight, which was probably the biggest hit on this release. Although this is actually a very good album that has some pretty solid tracks on it. I actually saw Billy Squire perform live over at the Henderson Pavilion out here in the Vegas Valley in 2009. That was a great show. In fact, unfortunately, I think they're tearing up the Henderson Pavilion now to turn it into a hockey rink, but glad I got to experience many shows there while it was a thing. Also got a pair of releases from Aerosmith. Aerosmith's debut album from 1973. Aerosmith, and even says right here, featuring Dream On, which was their first big hit. This one, of course, known for the song Dream On, but also the minor hit Mama Kid. But there's also some great tunes on there like Make It and the cover of the old blues standard, Walkin' the Dog. Aerosmith's debut album is certainly not their greatest effort, but I'm glad to own it now because there are some solid tracks on it. Sticking with Aerosmith, this is Draw the Line, which was their 5th studio album. This one's probably better known for the Al Hirschfeld caricature art of the band than it is the actual music contained within. Despite that, this one actually still has some great cuts on it. In terms of the actual song selection, it's known for its title track, Draw the Line, as well as the song Kings and Queens. Aerosmith is always a great band to get stuff from. There's the logo from the insert and production information. And I also bought 2 new records over there. Well, new reissues of old records. This is T-Rex Electric Warrior, one of the all-time great albums from the 70s glam rock movement. And you've got to adore the music on this one. Bang a Gong, Get It On was easily the best-known T-Rex hit. That's on this record, but it's also got some great cuts like Jeepster and Mambo Sun. Sadly, Mark Bullen died very young in a car crash in the late 70s. I've actually got my T-Rex shirt on right here. Got this over at Zia Records a few months ago. And one more purchase that I made, Queen, News of the World. One of their all-time great records. This will forever be known as the album that has We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. But it's also got some great underrated tracks like the song Sheer Heart Attack, oddly enough not on the album with the same name. All Dead, Spread Your Wings, Get Down, Make Love, Sleeping on the Sidewalk, It's Late. A lot of classics on this one, and I especially like the gatefold on this one. It folds open to reveal a vertical composition, which is very cool, and then there's also gatefold art that's vertical on the inside with the infamous Killer Robot cover. Here's the inner sleeve with the lyrics. Got a nice little photo of the band down there. And then the record itself has the famous Queen crest in its artwork. Great to finally add some more Queen to the collection. This is one of their best albums. Very underrated, and I'll certainly be revisiting this one later. What about you? Have you made any good vinyl finds lately? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Are there any decent record stores where you live? Show them some love in the comments section. Also remember to subscribe to my channel for more content and give this video a like if you found it helpful or interesting. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.